those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's gonna pop you off.
Those counter punches have to hurt. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice job blocking the hook. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. We wanted action, and they are delivering. And that left hook doesn't find its target. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Ben in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you. On to the third. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Incredible work rate. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nobody home with that hook. They exchanged punches. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Good counter punching. Nice defense on that hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Ben in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no... There's the bell for round 4. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. Nice looking right hook, but he blocked it. Someone whose will cave, but which fighter will it be? One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I gotta respect both of them more than happy.
We knew his chin would get tested in this fight, and it failed him miserably.
I need to see that again.
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Let's talk about Calzaghe in that last round. The corner hasn't thrown in the towel yet, so I guess he's coming out for another. And there's the bell for round 5. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. There's a counter shot. His stamina is off the charts. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Timing beats speed. Speed beats power. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Punch, counter punch. Just missed with that hook. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Ben in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy. There's the bell for round 6. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12. I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Right hook catching air. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Beautiful counter shot. jab slightly off target. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward seemingly with endless energy, Johnny.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Ben in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down. And there's the bell for round 7. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this...
The referee will send them to the corner and take a look at the cut. And the referee's going to allow him to fight. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Nice punch. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
Even I've got to see that again.
They're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe, or do they play defense here?
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once. You've got away with it. You can do it again.
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. They say no one knows a fighter better than their trainer, and this trainer is certainly considering maybe throwing in the towel after their fighter. And there's the bell for round 8. Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Good defense there to stop that hook. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
This could be really intimidating.
Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
I've got to see that again.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout.